Hello, everybody. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. What a mad old day. You got Cheltenham on one hand, and you got some scamming bastard trying to scam people on your profile. You know what I'm saying? Before I get started, please do smash a like on the video. Subscribe to E20 Zone TV. It'd be like a Q&A session while I wait for bloody Lucas to turn up. Always waiting for the Americans to come in and bail us out. But you know, I mean, us British always there on time. I will say that. Before I get started, yeah, to the scammer out there, don't think I have not got my eyes firmly on you, son. Do you know what I mean? You tried to rob people on my profile on Twitter earlier on, and I cottoned on to it. Someone messaged me, and shout out to Dylan. He messaged me off the bat and said, "James, is this you?" I said, "No, it ain't." And then I started following the profile all the way around Twitter, and the little fucker is trying to scam people out of money. He's probably an Arsenal fan. I think he is an Arsenal fan, who the geezer is. So, yeah, shout out to you, mate. Fuck off and stop trying to rob people on my profile. That's the first thing. And check out my Twitter. You will see his real name and profile. I don't think that's his real picture. I definitely don't think that's his real name. But that little fucker needs to fuck off away from people. I will say that. Um, Tomorrow night is massive. Like we say we're massive. Tomorrow night is massive. And West Ham have got to turn up tomorrow night. I'm confident though, tomorrow. I don't know why I've got this feeling that I think West Ham will just turn up and get the job done. Do you know what I'm saying? But for me, it's all about how we approach the game. Tomorrow night, we have to start from the front and attack this game head on. Yeah, if we sit there and we just allow this team to build up confidence by sort of sitting there and not doing a lot, yeah, people are going to get pissed off. People are worried about inside the ground and everything else. But for me, I think West Ham will turn and get the job done. I will say that. I I am sort of the opinion that if we start fast, if we score early, then we can put this team to bed. We've done it once, we can do it again. Do you know what I'm saying? But chuck your questions in. I see the Arsenal fans in the chat. It's probably one of your mates, but there you go. He's trying to scam people. But don't, I've got eyes everywhere. Just remember that. Do you know what I mean? And people, I know a lot of people. And I won't let decent people get scammed out of their hard-earned money, mate. It's fucking bad enough as it is in this like cost of living crisis. And people are struggling. And then you've got some little thieving bastard on Twitter trying to rob people. Fuck that off, man, honestly. Do you know what I mean? Go out and get a fucking job. We'll say that. Evening, Mark. Hope you're well, mate. Evening, James. Would you start Antonio up top? Maybe leave JWP out? Yep. 100%. 100 million%. Antonio starting. I want to see Antonio. I want to see Kudus. I want to see Bone and Paqueta 4-2-3-1 and attack this game. We are at home. If we sit there and we just give this team too much respect, yeah, it could end up like the Frankfurt game all over again. Yeah, and that's just not on at the end of the day. West Ham need to go for it, and they need to go for it big. And I'm quite confident. I don't know why. I've done a few bets on Paqueta to score any time, West Ham to win. Mavropanos to score any time, West Ham to win. I fancy us tomorrow, I really do. And I'm hoping they prevail. I will say that. 11,000 tickets unsold. The fans are not mugs. Well done. Yeah, I know, mate. I know what you're saying. Yeah, they need to ball up front and Bowen back out wide. Yeah, listen, I agree. Jared Bowen needs to go out wide. I will say that. Before I do come to that comment, Ricky, I will get to this. Thank you very much, mate. I really do appreciate it. Unlucky today, you had the second in one of the races. El Fabio, mate. Tell you what now. Right. If you could sort of sum it up in words, El Fabi fucking shite. That's what it was. Cursed. But I really appreciate the £2, mate. It goes a long way. Helps make this channel better than ever, if I'm being honest. Evening, exponential hammer. But that is true. Bowen on the right, has to be the move, I'm afraid. Like, it really does. Like, he has to go out there, he has to play, and he needs support, basically. Yeah. West Ham need to just to attack, right? I don't want West Ham to build it up like slowly. I want the ball long. I want someone to hold the ball up, and I just want runners everywhere. Yeah, I want like forward runners from midfield. It's a big game for Alvarez. I'm not going to lie. Alvarez is a massive game. If he gets booked in this game, he's out of the next leg if we qualify. So he's got to A, have a good game, and B, got to keep cool. Do you know what I mean? it's just one of them at the minute. The Luton game is brilliant. I did see a bit of it. Do you know what I mean? But I thought I'd do this. You wait for Luca to come on, and where is he? He's late. Like, yes, he's waiting for something. But you know, we move. And yeah, listen, like centre half is going to be interesting. Zuma, you got Zuma in there. Aguerd ain't going to play, mate. I don't think. Right, so it's going to be probably Zuma and Mavropanos. And then you go for the midfield. Now, obviously, Calvin Phillips the other day was embarrassing. Yeah. So he was no good. I just think West Ham need to go 4-2-3-1. Like, just attack this game. Yeah. And people say it's not the way we play, but fuck all that. We need to win. It's about winning now. It's not about how we play. Like, I know people say about all the unsold tickets and everything else, but it is a bit of a shitter that it's like at 5:45 on a Thursday evening during rush hour. Do you know what I'm saying? Blame UEFA on that one. We'll say that. People saying unsold tickets. It's 5:45. Nothing to do with Moyes. Doesn't help the situation. Yeah, I will say that. It's I just said it through rush hour. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're putting Bone on the wing, where are we putting Kudus? On the left wing. For me, Kudus left, Bowen right, Paqueta 10, Antonio up top. That is the move, right? That is an attacking side. I listened to his interview or something he done earlier on. I see people putting it up, and I was like, someone asked a question about trying to get Danny Ings and Antonio in this team. You don't have to get two of them in there, just get one of them in there. That's enough. You take one central midfielder out, you put an attacker in, you have wingers on both flanks who can run and beat people. And that's the problem. We haven't got no one who can beat anyone from sort of wide positions. Emerson can do it, but Sufal definitely can't do it. And on the other side, you've got Bowen, who's better on the right than he's up front. But let's be honest, he scored 14, 15 goals this season from being up front. And then you've got Mohamed Kudus, who's destined to score a goal sooner rather than later. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, like, it's all about being on the front foot. And that's what it is. Antonio will bully these. Emerson, is Emerson back? I'm not sure about Emerson, but he's doing a video today, I must admit. It's strange that we could be out of Europe before Brighton, and they start at 4-0 down. Yeah, I think it's just the way the fixtures have sort of panned out. If I'm being honest, Ricky, I'm not going to lie, but it doesn't matter about the time. Yeah, West Ham should turn up in their numbers anyway. Yeah, and it's not nothing to do with Moyes. It's more to do with the time. Yeah, like kids are still in school. Like if you've got someone who lives out in, say, Colchester or Ipswich, and they're trying to get down to the game, like they got to get through all the rush hour at for 5:45 start. That's mental. Like that's bad. It's bad form from UEFA. I will say that. It really is. But am I surprised? No, I'm not. Do you know what I'm saying? But we move. Let me see where he is. He's supposed to come in here, but you know. He's taking the absolute liberty out of me. Chuck your questions in the chat. Let's hear what you got to say on tomorrow's game. Anyone optimistic, confident, or are people a bit nervous about tomorrow night? I don't know why. I feel like how I felt with Leon away. I don't know. I just felt like we'll get the job done. And tomorrow night, that's how I feel. I feel West Ham know what they've got to do. I think it's a big game for David Moyes, especially after Sunday's Jekyll and Hyde performance. Like you can't keep playing one good game or one good half, one bad half, or one bad half, one good half. It's not acceptable in my opinion, especially against a lower end Premier League side. Yeah, but on tomorrow night, it's all about just a win. Do you know what I'm saying? But now West Ham, they'll make it hard for us. They really will. A bit of both, mate. To be honest, yeah, no, I agree. I'm of the same sort of nature. I will say that. Can you see us keeping the clean sheet tomorrow? That will be key. I think we can keep a clean sheet tomorrow, right? If we impose ourselves, yeah. I think West Ham can be pretty solid in defence, yeah. Because this team the other week, were they amazing going forward? Not really. But we were so shit, we just allowed them to just do what they like. I think West Ham have got to bully them at set pieces. I think West Ham have got to sort of recycle the ball better for me. They don't recycle the ball good enough. Yeah, it's down the flank, check back, and it's always sideways and back. Yeah, and it's just no good. Like if you're going down the wing, try and win a corner or something. You know what I mean? And the other week it was just frustrating. It was crap, but it was frustrating. But it is what it is. But tomorrow night, I think it's massive on many levels. Do you know what I'm saying? And for me, West Ham just have to be more positive. Yeah, and that goes to the manager and all. Yeah, because the manager's got nowhere to hide now. Absolute nowhere to hide. Yeah. If you want to put people to lay off you, you've got to be a bit more active and proactive rather than reactive. Do you know what I'm saying? But while Lucas sorts himself out and gets himself set, I can see him in the old green room. I'll get to a few of his comments. Hi, James. Very nervous about West Ham tomorrow night. Don't be, mate. West Ham way tomorrow. Trust me. And this comment here, Ariola and Fab to start. James, and why? I think you've got to go with Fab, ain't you? He's been the European goalkeeper, but Ariola, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's get this man in. Lucas, how are you doing, my compadre? How's it going?
I am all good, all safe in East London. Had a interesting first couple weeks out in Europe, but we're all good, just ready for tomorrow, and very nervous about it.
Right, I'd like you to take your hand off the camera for starters because you go.
Sorry, I was closing out of something. My
Right,
bad.
no worries.
And
First
I'm not going to
off,
be able to see any comments, so if
no
anyone's
worries,
saying hi or anything, I'm sorry, I'm not ignoring you.
no worries at all. First off, how have you enjoyed Everton? Who was the other one that we played? Can't remember who the other one
Everton,
was.
Everton, Freiburg,
Freiburg,
Burnley.
Burnley. Yeah, take it
Yeah,
away for all
Everton.
three of them.
Everton was quite the scene. Me and Clive went. It was me, Mitch, and Clive. We went to Everton. Very very good match of football, or at least a good match to be a part of. As we all know, first half wasn't too fantastic, but ended in absolute limbs. And
Yeah,
that match alone was enough to make my trip, to be honest with you. But that was good, even though Liverpool's a bit of a shithole. We made it worth it. And Freiburg, ugh, um, that was a very interesting trip. It was good until it wasn't. Um,
right. I want to hear why it was good and then why it wasn't because I did hear
so
something. But go ahead.
so basically, to keep a long story short, the city was nice. Beer was good, but just a lot of like hotel and travel issues went my way. Like as soon as I got there, I had to pay like €100 for an Uber to get into Freiburg. So that was a fast L for me. And then the match obviously wasn't so great. Even though we didn't play that well, we still should have won, which gives me hope for tomorrow, personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got locked out of my hotel building. I had to stay with a mate, George, if anyone knows him. He let me stay in his hotel room with with him. Thank God for him, or I would have been on the streets. But because of that, I missed a 3:45 a.m. flexi bus to the Basel airport. So lost out on 20 quid, lost out on a flight. Then I had to take a and first off, George was with two of his other mates. Shout out to them. I don't want to name drop them, but absolute gents, absolute legends. Those three. They drove. They basically drove me all the way from Freiburg to Basel, and there, and then I had to take another like $100, €100 train from Basel to Geneva, and then I had to catch a flight from
Okay, no.
Geneva to Luden,
Yeah.
all while I was on 20% battery on my phone. So it was very it was not the greatest of trips, but we made it back to East London. Thank fuck. Um,
Why did you get locked out of your hotel room?
because Germany, weird place, weird place. The hotel I was staying at had like the weirdest lock on the door I've ever seen, and I don't know whether it was because they were just closed during these hours,
Yeah.
or I just didn't pick the lock correctly, but I don't know. It was rough, but Thankfully, I barely had the means to take some of those hits that I had to, but another one, and I'm gonna have to take a sailboat home or something. But we made it back, thank fuck. But Germany, I will not be visiting you again soon. Trust me on that. But now, and then I made it back for Burnley, thankfully. A bit of a weird match, but admittedly, I've told a few people, if I'm being completely honest, I would have taken a draw on Sunday to get through on Thursday, and hopefully that comes
Yeah.
true. But I mean, ultimately, we should have beat Burnley, but obviously there are some things that happened, some players that played that I did not fancy that day,
Yeah.
and
I know.
it's terrible.
Bad.
But I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Um, hopefully get the business done. We should, even at our worst.
Let me ask you about him because obviously I had Kane on the other day. Shout out to Kane, top man. He come on and I clipped something up, stuck it out there, and people sort of responded to it and said like they make him right, especially on TikTok. Um, what do you make of what he said about Calvin Phillips, mate? Basically saying like
What do you say?
how much more time we got to give this geezer now?
Yeah, no, I've said it to a few people as well, especially some close mates from back home. Like we got one that's an Arsenal fan, two that are City supporters, a United supporter, and then a Liverpool
Mm.
supporter. And we talk footy in general, so we talk about Calvin Phillips. And I literally said to them the other day, hand up, I was wrong about Calvin Phillips. He's been absolutely atrocious. And yeah, as much as I want him to work, and I still think there's a chance that he could put in a few heroic performances, but I think even if he does in total, the loan is going to go down as a bit of a, I won't say a failure, but totally a total letdown. But
Yeah,
me personally, I put my hand up, especially on this channel, because I said how much I thought he would really work for us, but he hasn't, and I don't think he will be. And I don't really know why, to be honest. I listened to Space the other day with you guys in it, and it does kind of feel like he's just going through the motions. And
yeah,
even Everton away when he came on and we won, he was shit in my opinion. He wasn't good. He came on against Freiburg. I thought he was at best decent. I still
yeah.
wasn't very impressed, but I don't know what it is. And I told my mates, he's had three starts. He's had Bournemouth, Burnley, and what was the first? He started his first match when he came in, didn't he?
Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, that's three. Two of them relegation candidates, and the other
Yep,
just about. And if you can't do it against those three, there's no hope in my opinion. So
agree. I agree with you on that.
so I mean, I don't think he's going to work out, but I am going to hold faith that I think he will put in one or two heroic performances to kind of save his tenure at West Ham. But overall, I think it will go down as a failure. As much as I like him and want it to work out, he seems to be a bit of a confidence player. And you know me, my history with Ben Rama. I didn't hate Ben
Yeah,
Rama by any means, but I'm not a fan of confidence players. That I'm not in that business to have that
yeah,
kind of player. Like you're a professional for a reason. You got bought by City for a reason. You're no mug, but because you're a confidence guy, you're kind of playing like one. So
I
I
agree.
love I love Calvin Phillips. I hope he does turn around, but it just doesn't seem that way, and it sucks. And I really don't care that I'm wrong about it. It's just for probably the past 2.5 years, ever since the rumors came out that we tried to sign him and Rafinha in the same window. It sucks because we all kind of thought like, oh, Calvin Phillips would be such a good
Mm.
signing for us. He would fit straight in, but it doesn't seem that way, and I don't know why. To be honest, I don't think it's a Moyes problem. I don't think it's a system issue. Maybe he's either that far off the pace from sitting on the wood at City, or he's lost complete confidence for
I
for
agree.
for a reason that I do not know of.
I agree with you, mate, 100%. That's why I'm just letting you land. Shame. That's all I can say. But I think even I've got rolled my hands up. Like I'm a fucking idiot. Like I thought he'd come in and guarantee us top six. But at this rate, I don't think he even guarantees us top
And
10.
and and it said everything the other night against Burnley when he got hooked at halftime. Alvarez comes on, and it
Just,
was
yeah,
night and day. Doesn't even begin to describe
yeah,
what I saw.
yeah. I actually agree with you on that. I really do. What about JWP?
Um, he's a bit of a different story in my opinion. Like I get what some people say about like his play style and what they see, but I don't know. I think James Ward-Prowse. I know you hate hearing credit in the bank or he has a bit of a longer leash, but I
Yeah,
think he does because he has 16 goal contributions this season. I know some of it can be paper over the cracks, but the facts are the facts. He's contributed a lot so far this season, and
mm,
it is what it is. Like the one thing I don't agree with is I know a lot of people talk about like he never wins a duel or whatever, which I agree with to a point, but that doesn't mean he's not trying. You can
yeah,
you can be a trier and be shit at tackling or shit at duels. Like Danny Ings, he's a trier, but obviously he's an attacker. He's not going to
yeah,
win loads of duels or tackles, but I think JWP is. I just think he's getting a bit too much stick in my opinion. But then again, I'm a huge fan, so my
mm,
my my bias could be in the way a bit. But in terms of him versus Phillips, one of them definitely has a way longer leash than the other. And I will admit, I can't stand seeing James Ward-Prowse play out on the left. I think it's an absolute disgrace, and I think as much as I love Lucas Paqueta, it's a bit of a cop out for Lucas Paqueta if he isn't playing well out on the left because
yeah,
he's proven this season that he can play well out on the left. James Ward-Prowse has never played out left in his life until coming here. So
mm,
normally when you see James Ward-Prowse out on the left, that's because Lucas Paqueta is having a tough time, and we shouldn't. I'm not saying we shouldn't accommodate to Lucas Paqueta because he is our best player, bar Bowen
yeah,
and Kudus, but I don't know. Some of the stuff from James Ward-Prowse I think is because he's played out of position when things aren't going right. So it's a bit of a downward spiral for him in some matches, but it is what it is. James Ward-Prowse will turn around in my opinion. I think he's had not the greatest start to the new year like a lot of players have.
yeah,
So to get on top of him, I don't necessarily agree with like Bowen. Besides the hat trick he scored, he hasn't really had a great start to the new year, but he's built. Hopefully, he builds on top of that hat trick. And yeah, I'm in the point of the season right now where we have a huge match coming up tomorrow. We got a huge last 10 matches this season. I'm gonna try not to be as critical with players. I'm gonna just try to get more behind them than anything because tomorrow is massive, 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 and then
yeah,
we don't have the easiest last 10 match stretch, and we need to get behind the boys more than critiquing and criticizing and all
yeah.
that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I said it on Sunday. I said, what's the point of me going sitting here going mad when it's going to be like that? It's going to be up and down all season, right from now to the end of the season. So I agree with you on that. The only on the JWP thing, I'm a bit different. I look at him and I think he hasn't really done a lot, like of any note. But then that's on Moyes also. Like Moyes can't keep putting the geezer out on the left if he's just not a left-sided player. So
I mean,
you are
I've
right.
seen some ridiculous stuff over the past couple of days. Like, I've seen that Cresswell comes back in for a match, and I'm seeing that Cresswell is just as good of a set piece taker as James Ward-Prowse. Like, that is absolutely ridiculous. Like, come on.
Fucking hell. Who's saying that?
Like James Ward-Prowse has 16 goal contributions this season, and people are
Oh,
are easily forgetting his start to the year. I mean, scored against City,
yeah.
has plenty of assists from open play and corners. I mean, he hasn't been bad. He's been like 90% of the squad to start the new year. Everyone's been off it a bit, and mostly because Paqueta's been out. and we are a completely different side when he's out. But I'm ready to get behind the boys tomorrow, especially, and
Yeah,
try to will them to victory as much as I can.
fair enough. Ginger Tom, hope you're well, mate, wherever you are out in Kent, I think it is. We have an habit of signing players, then not playing them in their strongest positions, square pegs in round holes. The only difference with that is Calvin Phillips and what Kane said the other day. Shout out to Kane again. Is that he has played in the Premier League? He knows the league. He knows what to expect, and he still can't fucking do it. Now, is that David Moyes or is that Calvin Phillips? I think it's a bit of both. But I think Calvin Phillips let him down at the weekend. Like we shouldn't be relying on Edson Alvarez against fucking Burnley, and we had to rely on him to
Yeah,
come on the pitch. Do you know what I'm saying?
and people who are criticizing Moyes for that, I don't necessarily agree because, like you said, we shouldn't have to play Edson Alvarez 3 matches in a row, especially against
Yeah.
Burnley. But then again, like if it was me, I would have played Edson Alvarez. But I
Mm,
understand why he didn't play. Like you just can't run all your players into the ground. As much as we all know Moyes likes a small squad. If
yeah.
if James or not James Ward-Prowse, if Calvin Phillips cannot get it done against Burnley, that's all you need to know. So if you do see Edson Alvarez ran into the ground, that's why, because Calvin Phillips cannot get the job done. And that's a
Mm,
mix of him and even some of the players around him. They don't really set him up for success,
yeah.
some of them, but it's not totally one person's fault.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate. I really do. Before we sort of move on to the game tomorrow night, what's the atmosphere been like when you've been A to the London Stadium and B to sort of Freiburg and Everton?
Everton away was a bit if I'm being completely honest, disappointed is not the word, but as West Ham, I expect a bit more. But to be fair, Goodison, the atmosphere there wasn't too great. Where I was standing, or where me and Clive were, it wasn't too great in the away end. But above us was very good, and then the Goodison faithful, they weren't that great. They did not like when we sang the national anthem at them, and that was probably the loudest they got. But Freiburg
Oh, I love
away.
it. I love it. The American singing the English national or British national anthem.
Well, I
Yeah, I
hate the
mean,
Scouse, so it is what it is.
yeah,
Except my mate Darren. Shout out to Darren, who supports West Ham, who is from Liverpool. Good guy. Um,
fair enough. What about in Germany?
Germany. Germany was a good time. I mean, the build up was good. Once we got to the
Yeah,
match, it was it was decent. But again, because of how the match went, it was a bit it was a bit just like in and out because
yeah,
obviously first half wasn't great, and then second half we played a lot better, and then they score a goal from nothing, so that does kind of kill the mood a bit, and then obviously the VAR disaster
mm,
at the end did not help the atmosphere at all either. So, but I mean overall the atmosphere has been decent, nothing to really write home about or brag
mm,
about, but it could be better. But I think tomorrow I'm hopeful that we get Sevilla vibes and everyone just forgets about Moyes in, Moyes out, Calvin Phillips this, JWP that, whatever. Just get behind the
yeah,
boys, push them forward, and maybe the early kickoff it does suck, especially for people that have to work and whatnot. But sometimes there's a saying, addition by subtraction, and
yeah,
there might be people who are not enjoying the club at this moment, who have their own personal agendas that won't be there, and that could help the atmosphere. I know. I'm just hoping most of the people in there are just ready to put things to the side, just support whoever's on the pitch, whoever's ready to come on the pitch, and we get things cracking on. We advance because I'm not ready for the European journeys to end.
yeah. Lucas, question for you, mate. Oh, Dan. Um, Lucas, it'd be good to meet up while you're in England. I'll get you the tickets for us, mate. You're a good geezer. Shout out to
Much
Dan.
appreciated, mate. I will be at the match tomorrow. I mean, I'll be at every match so
Mm,
far. So if you want to get a beer at the Heineken bar or something, I'll be at Carpenter's tomorrow if anybody's about. So if you want to see me there, I will be there.
Exactly that. If we score first, game on. If Freiburg score first, game over. Yeah, I agree
Okay.
with Rivers.
So at
Yeah,
Carpenter's, if you want to have a beer, you want to have a ruck, I'll be there.
100%, mate. 100%. I've got to catch up with you. No, I haven't had a fucking chance. I've been so busy trying to do this and everything
Man,
else.
I don't even think I've been sat down for more than 4 days in a row. So
I know, I know.
unless I'm in
But
Geneva or Freiburg,
I
stranded.
know, mate. Lucas's world tours, mate. Honestly, 100%. But after Villa, it's an international break, so that'll give me plenty
Thank
of
God.
time to just go. No West Ham. Let's all go and have a beer
And
and
then
a
I'll
party.
it'll be good until I have to make the trek to Newcastle, which should be fun.
Yeah, I know. But that's on Easter bank holiday weekends. That'd be fun and all.
Yep.
Right, tomorrow night. How do you see it going tomorrow, mate? Because I think West Ham get the job done. I don't know
I
why. I've
think
got the
I
feeling.
think we will. I think we will get the job done because ever as much as we would like to see, everyone's been talking about the second half against Burnley. Like
Yeah,
in a perfect world, we would all love to see that second half against Burnley all the time. But I think tomorrow the boys will be in that kind of every athlete, every competitor, whatever sport you play, everyone has that kind of survival instinct mode that kicks in and they kind of go into this unknown gear that they didn't know they have. And I think we will
mm,
see a bit of that tomorrow because the boys and everyone practically know if we don't score first, this thing's over.
mm.
And I think I keep thinking about to the 1-0 loss in Freiburg. Like we weren't good at all, and we still should have won at least 2-0, in my opinion. And
Mm.
that's with the three golden chance, actually about four golden chances we had, and a VAR decision that didn't go our way. So I'm confident we're not going to play that badly against them again, especially at home. And I think the quality will prevail
Yeah,
for us.
yeah. That's why I'm optimistic tomorrow. I don't know why. I just look at us and think if we attack the game, I think someone said it earlier on. We attack it like we attacked Brentford from the start, come out all guns blazing. We can ram four past this team. Yeah, but it's it's a big game for David Moyes tomorrow. No, like this is
Hmm.
this is the one. If you want to not have the fans on your case,
Yeah, yeah,
fucking
yeah.
do the
I
right thing and
I
attack.
would I would even go as far as like I think if there was a match to define the rest of the season for David Moyes and going forward into the summer, this is definitely the one
Yeah,
because if he doesn't get the job done tomorrow, that's going to be so much pressure on the last 10 Premier League matches, and the only way he could really save the situation of losing tomorrow is if we do finish top 7, top 6,
yeah,
and maybe top 8 if the English clubs can get it done and coefficiencies on our side and 8th place gets Conference League. But tomorrow's huge. It is huge, huge, huge for Moyes, the club, and everyone because I think everyone would agree we don't want these trips to stop. I mean, the story. Even though what happened to me last week was absolutely traumatizing, and the closest I've come to emotionally breaking down in public in front of people,
yeah.
I wouldn't trade that experience for the world because it just at a club like West Ham, when have we been able to do stuff like this? Never. It's been years, years upon
Mm.
years, especially when you're talking about European trips of notoriety. You know what I mean? So I'm I'm begging, begging, begging we get it done tomorrow because even
Mm.
if I can't go to the next match, I at least want to be in the city. I want to feel the atmosphere. I want to be drinking and getting pissed up with everyone around me that supports West Ham. And
Yeah,
it's some of the best times. And I don't want
I,
those times then.
I agree with you. Literally agree with you word for word. For me, I think if he goes out on a whimper, from how good he's been to go out on a whimper against Freiburg, who we beat twice this season, that would be cold. That'd be a dead way of going out of a competition. I don't know why. I agree with what Dan says there. Yeah, I've already had a bet on it. Suchek to score tomorrow. I fancy him to score. I fancy him, Paqueta, and Mavropanos to score any time West Ham to win. And if they come out, then I'll be happy. But I don't know. I'm with you, mate. West Ham have to turn up tomorrow. Yeah, and every time his back's against the wall, and he has to put out a result, he does. He seems to put a result out of his arse. So I can understand what you're saying about last week. I thought last week was shit though. First half, I thought it was just shit.
It was. But when you look back at all the chances we had, even at our worst, we still should have won, and that's the positivity I'm keeping.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Because what Freiburg did, Freiburg wasn't even that great, but in my opinion, I think that's some of the best they'll play, especially the way they did play. You know what I mean? So I just is it blind faith? I don't know, but I'm backing the West Ham, and I'm backing the boys that I'm going to see on the pitch tomorrow. I don't care who's on it. I'm going to get right behind them and pray we get it done.
Give me a prediction, Lucas, for tomorrow.
I'm going to go. A part of me says 1-0 and it goes into extra time and it goes depends. I pray it doesn't, but I think I genuinely believe it will be. I'm going to go 3-0. I think we'll score once in the first half. I think we'll score twice in the second, but that third's going to be from like absolute desperation of Freiburg to get back in. So I'm gonna go 3-0 because they really did not impress me at home the other week, and their goal really did come from absolutely nothing. 2 individual errors, and let's be honest, the guy went for a shot and it somehow magically fell on the end of someone's foot. So I'm going 3-0. I mean, I'm not confident in it, but I'm giving you a guess. 3-0.
I'm gonna say 3-1. I agree with you with the 3. I think West Ham will score 3. Yeah, if West Ham come out and attack, they score goals. They can score goals. They've got good enough players to score fucking goals. I think Freiburg will either score first and when West Ham kick into gear, or score at the end and when West Ham have got the job done and they see it out with a sort of goal advantage. But I need to see attack tomorrow. There's no excuses now for Moyes. He's got for me, I'll start Antonio tomorrow. I'll go 4-2-3-1, as I said at the start, and I will just attack this game. And if we do go out in a whimper tomorrow, that's the end. I think that will cement the end, because to go from where we've come from to where we are now, and then it filters out into nothing after this game.
Yeah, I do think if we lose tomorrow, Moyes' time, I would probably say is about 70% done, because like I said, that would put so much pressure on the rest of the season, and I don't know if, as much as I'd like to think the boys can get behind a negative result and turn it into a positive, it is a bit of a damper on the season if we go out. But 70% for me that David Moyes is done if we lose tomorrow. But who knows? Who knows? He might be able to pull something out of his hat again. He always seems to. But no more negative thoughts for me. We're gonna do them tomorrow, and we're gonna have the house rocking.
Yeah, Ginger Tom's back. He said, I expect a Burnley-style approach as we're losing. Quick out the blocks. We have the quality there to punish them 3-1. We don't keep clean sheets. I agree, mate.
The only thing I hope we don't do, I just don't want us to be so aggressive in the first 20 minutes that we're going to concede. Because if we concede within the first 20 minutes, that's just one of those. It's just one of those durations during the match where if they score that early, I feel like it's going to be hard to get back into the mood, especially with the way the fan base is right now.
If West Ham score early, West Ham will put 3 or 4 past them.
Yeah,
they will. Yeah, because what it is, then Freiburg will have to come out and attack, and then that way there'd be space there.
And,
big old pitch.
And I'm no expert. I don't claim to be an expert or know anything. And I don't know how we're going to approach this match. The only thing I know that we got to do is go out and win.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just a quick thought. What do you make of it on Sunday in regards to Villa? Like, obviously, you'll be there and all. Like, what you saying for that?
I've seen a lot of negativity over a tweet that listed our last 10 matches, and everyone's saying, "Oh, I don't even know how we're going to get 7 points from this or whatever." Like, people, you got to remember, this is West Ham United. They always turn up and get results when we don't expect it. The best way to describe it is we get results against clubs and those that we think there's no chance, and then we disappoint against the smaller side. So people who are saying we're going to get done by Villa, I wouldn't go that far. I think that's actually going to be a corker of a match in terms of how both of our forms have been. I think there will be a good match on Sunday, and I think we can get a result. And then all the others, they'll fall into place where they may. Like I said in the beginning, I'm gonna keep the faith. I think if we win on Thursday, we normally don't follow suit on Sunday after playing on Thursday. But who knows? Maybe the high won't be too high from Thursday, and we can nick a result on Sunday or whatever. But I'm positive for the rest of the season. I think if we can win tomorrow, it'll be a steady ship ahead, in my opinion, the rest of the season.
Yeah.
But then again, that depends on what you see as a steady ship. I don't think we're really gonna drop off dramatically, but who knows? I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not going to try to tell the future. You know me. I take it match by match.
Yeah.
I don't really react after one match and say the season's doomed or whatever. I'm just going to take it in stride.
Yeah. Jay Woods, hope you're well, mate. Evening, James and Lewis. Do you think we'll get past this lot tomorrow? I think so, mate. Yeah, I really do. Like I've said it previously on the stream. I'm going to stream up in a minute, but I've said it before. I think West Ham will get the job done.
And let's be honest, it's after playing Freiburg, that was our third time. You know how hard it is to beat a team or beat a side 4 times in a row. Like even if it's Freiburg and people may think they're crap or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, look what happened with us with Burnley. Like, it's so hard to beat a side 4 times in a row. Even if we should be doing it, it's hard.
It is hard, mate. It's hard enough West Ham getting a result at the best of times. Do you know what I mean? Asking us to beat this team 4 times in 1 year will be something else. Right, I'm going to wrap it up there. But, Lucas, tell everyone where you're going to be and everything so they can come and say hello to you.
Yeah, tomorrow, well, any home match from now till whenever, I will be at the London Stadium. I will be around Stratford, but tomorrow I will be at the Carpenters. If you want to say hello, if you want to have a beer, want to have a ruck, I'll be there. Ready for whatever.
He's ready for all comers. Who you bumped into? You bumped into anyone on your travels?
Bumped into George. I seen Mitch at the match. Seen Clive at the match. But no one yet from like Twitter or YouTube or anything. I'm not. And again, people, I'm not against it. If you see me, come say hello.
Have you seen West Ham 5 Live, aka Alfred?
Oh, yes, I did see him at a match. He is well and good, I believe.
Yeah, he's probably got a bird now. I can never get hold of that little bastard. Yeah, but he lets me use his Twitter feed, but I never get hold of him. I suppose he's got a bird or something. Shout out to Alfie with his new bird.
But if anyone wants to come by, say hello. I will be around the Heineken bar. I will be at the Carpenters tomorrow, so don't be afraid to throw your insults, throw your praises, compliments, whatever. I don't care.
Go up to him and say, Lucas, you're all right, but that James is a bit of a prick, I must admit. But it is what it is. Lucas, thank you very much, mate, for coming on tonight. I know you're getting used to UK life, but I thought I'd get you on tonight because I haven't spoken to you for a couple of weeks.
Still haven't gotten used to the sleeping pattern yet, but we crack on, you know?
Yeah, we do, mate. We do. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to Each on His Own TV. Hit notification bell and all that. I'll be back tomorrow night, straight after the game. Fucking don't let me down, West Ham tomorrow. Please, I do not want to be doing an afterthought sitting there with people coming on moaning or upset. I want to sit on happy life, happy vibe. That's what I want.
Yep.
Also, like, going to see Lucas tomorrow also. And final word, just so, because I've got 332 people watching on Twitter and YouTube. Go on my Twitter feed right now, scroll down, and you see a scammer. Yeah, delete him, report him, and everything. Thieving bastards trying to rob people their money, mate. And that, well, I can't be having that. Do you know what I mean? Is what it is. But I'll be back tomorrow. Afterthought, player ratings, the usual. And if West Ham do get through, Friday is the draw. So let's hope we get.
I'm not even going to think that far yet.
I know, mate. I know, nor am I. But I'm being positive. Positive vibes, ladies and gentlemen. Positive vibes. But that's enough from us. Go and enjoy your Wednesday evening, and I will see you again in the next one. Take care. A bush.